Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Foster Files, a podcast about animal rescue and welfare. My name is Kelly, and every week I talk about issues surrounding animals in this country and to the people who are passionate about making their lives better. On Sunday, June 7th, 2026, I was part of an event here locally in Oakmont, Pennsylvania called Paws and Pints at local Remedy Brewery. We had a number of different rescues join us. They brought some adoptable dogs. We had Pup O'Clock there as a vendor participating with us. And what you're about to hear on this episode is a series of interviews that I did with some of the representatives from the rescues. We had Humane Animal Rescue of Pittsburgh, Biggie's Bullies, Animal Protectors of Allegheny Valley, and Cross Your Paws. So you're going to hear some representatives from the organizations. You're going to hear them talk about some of the dogs that they have up for adoption. As always, those dogs' profiles are going to be in my show notes, so you can visit those dogs if it sounds like somebody that you want to meet. And this is really an episode where if you're not following along on YouTube, I highly recommend it because there's a lot of dogs that make a visual appearance. So if you are considering watching this one, it's a shorter episode and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Before we get into the content, I just want to remind you how you can connect with me. If there's somebody that you think I need to be talking to, you can email me at thefosterfilespodcast@gmail. You can go into the link in my bio on Instagram at the Foster Files Podcast on Instagram, and you can sign up for my monthly newsletter where I talk about events that I have coming up and content I have coming up on the podcast. And you can follow me on Instagram at the Foster Files Podcast. So enjoy the content from the event. It was a really great event. We had a really great time, and I think we got some of these dogs some incredible exposure. So thank you for your support. Enjoy the episode. And remember, be kind to yourselves and be kind to animals. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Paws and Pints at local Remedy Brewery. I am sitting here with Melissa from Biggie's Bullies.
Yep.
Biggie's Bullies has quite a reputation in the Pittsburgh area. They've been around for a really long time, and even though they're a small organization, they do a lot of really incredible work to make sure that they're saving the lives of some of the most misrepresented breeds of dogs. So, Melissa, thank you so much for joining me and talking to us today.
Absolutely. Happy to be here. I'm so glad we've got a beautiful day for it.
Oh, we got such an incredible day. And we both want to get outside as soon as possible because there's so many dogs out there that are ready to be adopted.
Yes.
And so, Melissa, tell me all about Biggie's Bullies and the work that you guys do in the community.
Yeah, so Biggie's Bullies was founded about 12 years ago now. And our founder, Allie, just kind of what you were saying, in that she kind of saw this need, like a lot of pit bull type breeds just were struggling in shelters. They don't always do the best in shelters. And a lot of times people weren't necessarily like going there to adopt them. So what we decided to do is she created like a small foster network and just kind of brought the dogs out of the shelter environment, let them decompress into the home environment, and then we were able to adopt them out from there. So that's kind of how it started. It's definitely like evolved over the years as shelters, especially in Pittsburgh, they're incredible. I mean, I think Pittsburgh has an incredible rescue and foster network.
I agree.
Especially, I mean, you can tell today there's
so many people out just supporting it.
Exactly. And so kind of what we pivoted to was like going to shelters and saying, hey, what dogs aren't doing well? Like instead of just like any pit bull breed, it's like, hey, do you have any dogs that just like are really shut down or have medical things that you can't provide for in a shelter environment, or maybe some behavior stuff? So that's kind of how we started taking on, Chicken Fry right now. She's a husky mix. So it's not always a pit bull. So Chicken Fry is a husky mix, but kind of same thing. Like she was struggling and needed a place to decompress and find a home from there. So we do medical behavior, we do hospice fostering as well. So kind of just has definitely turned into like dogs that just don't do on a shelter environment. How can we get them some help?
Yeah, I mean, I think what has been so interesting and what I've learned so much is that there are dogs that do okay in the shelter environment, but once we get a dog out of the shelter environment, they're much more likely to be adopted.
100%.
And so do you guys have specific shelters that you work with, or is Allie and her team just kind of scouring Facebook 24/7, just looking for dogs that might need a little assistance?
It's kind of like we have a reach at a lot of different places. Like you said, like we've been in Pittsburgh for a long time now. So we have connections with like Humane Animal Rescue, Beaver County. We've even worked with a really awesome group called Bark Nation out of Detroit, Michigan that does dog fighting dogs. And so we'll go up there sometime. So it's kind of like a wide range of where we can pull from. And people like from different shelters will sometimes often just reach out to us and say, hey, this is a dog we have. Like, what are your thoughts? You have an open foster, and we kind of go from there. So it's kind of a two-way. Sometimes we're like, hey, we have room. And we
Yeah.
get inbounds for saying people that need to, relinquish dogs or they found a dog. So that happens. But we really like to be a support system for a lot of the shelters that maybe need have a dog to get out to like a separate space.
How big is your foster network right now?
So it kind of ranges. I will say before COVID, it was probably in the range of like 10 to 15 families. And then I think what a lot of rescue groups also saw was a lot of those foster families, because they were home a lot, decided to adopt a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
So
Which was great.
yeah,
But it
absolutely
does
amazing.
lead a little bit of a need for volunteers.
Exactly. So we've seen a dip. So I would say we now like Allie is our main foster. She takes the dogs first, and then we kind of go from there and see, because we can get a good determination of like what kind of home they need, and then
Mhm.
we reach out to our fosters. So we have a range of fosters. I'd say right now a good like 5 to 10, and they can range from like having no animals in the house. Some have other dogs that are good with other dogs. Some have other types of pets or small kids. So we can kind of like, it's nice because like depending on the dog, we can hopefully find like a good fit of a foster home and get a really good idea of what they're like in a home environment.
I mean, I think it's just so incredibly important to have that variety because we just don't know in a shelter how that's going to translate. And shelter volunteers do such an important and intentional job of trying to say, this dog is good with kids, or this dog is good with other dogs, or this dog is good with cats. But until they're actually in a home, we
Right.
truly don't know. And so if you're in a position where you can foster, that level of work and that level of volunteer that you're bringing to the table is invaluable.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, to the point, like shelter volunteers are absolutely incredible. My mom was one for a really long time. I've done it. And like it's incredible. But like you said, like until the dog gets home, sometimes different behaviors come out or they settle down a bit more. And so like a dog that you thought was like super hyperactive maybe isn't that way in the home. So like foster networks, it's like a different type of volunteering, but like just as important.
So, how can people connect with Biggie's Bullies and support your organization or maybe even consider volunteering?
Yeah, so our website, Instagram, and just a quick email to info@biggiesbullies.com. We're all heavily on Instagram. I think, we're that millennial crew that like Instagram is like our preferred
Right.
form of contact.
Right.
So I'd say like an Instagram DM or that email address is the best way. And we're always looking for fosters. So
Yeah.
that email is always open to new fosters.
Yeah. Is there an application process for your new fosters?
We do. We do have an application process, and that's really just for us to determine how we can place a good dog that fits with the family. So it's not a way to like weed out fosters. It's a way just for us to learn what the type of dog should be best in that foster home.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like to ask everybody I have on the podcast if you have like a 10-second elevator pitch of something that you wish that more people in the community knew about animal welfare, what would that be for you, Melissa?
I wish everyone realized how many animals truly are in need of homes. But past that, also how many animals are in homes with families who might just need a little help. We do a lot of pet retention, and I think that's one of the most rewarding things. And to understand that, like, pets are in great homes, and sometimes that home just needs a little help too. So I think there's two sides of animal rescue, and that's my favorite.
I love that. Well, listen, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today to talk about Biggie's Bullies. You guys are a wonderful organization. I've known about you for years. I'm so excited to finally connect with you and go outside, have fun, and thanks again for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for
All right,
having
take
me.
care, Melissa.
Bye.
All right, so joining us now is Danielle from Animal Protectors. And you guys will probably remember Danielle because she talked a lot about Animal Protectors of Allegheny Valley in a previous and earlier episode of the podcast. But today she brought two special girls up for adoption with us, Raven and Starfire. So Danielle, thanks for joining us. Why don't you tell us all about these girls that you have?
Absolutely. I'm going to try to get them in the shot here. I have with me Raven and Starfire. They are sisters. They were found, unfortunately, tied up to the shelter doors one morning when we got there. They are beautiful 2-year-old sisters. They absolutely love each other. They're sitting right next to each other right now, trying to get them to come up here. Come here, girls. Come here. Come here. Come say hi. This is Starfire. They are very interested in what's going on around
There's a
them.
dog behind you, just so you know.
Oh, that's why. They are very dog friendly. They're people friendly. They're treat motivated. Raven, come here. Can you sit?
And are they in the shelter or are they with fosters?
They are in the shelter currently. They spent a lot of time together. They really we're really trying to find a home for them together, but also working on their independence in case that doesn't happen. But they have just been a delight at the shelter. They're just very sweet girls. They were clearly very loved.
And do we know how old they are?
They are both 2 years old.
Okay. And are they kid friendly as far as we know?
As far as we know, they are kid friendly. They've been doing great with the little ones that have been walking up to them here and at the at other events that they go to.
Yeah.
Kind of our go-to for events because they do so well together.
Yeah.
They do so well. They're really coming out of their shells. They're going to make somebody a great addition to their home.
What would you say is a perfect home for these two girls?
In a perfect world, they would go together, and I think that would make their whole life. They can really go in multiple different homes, multiple different types of homes. Small children, older children, other dogs. We don't know about cats yet, but we're happy to cat test. Just lots of love and attention, and you're gonna have a wonderful dog.
So Raven and Star are both with Animal Protectors of Allegheny Valley. And so I'll put the website in the show notes along with their bios in the show notes. So if you are interested in learning more about these girls, make sure that you're reaching out to Animal Protectors so that you can learn about them. And like Danielle said, ideally they would be adopted together. But if that's not in the cards for you, it's okay to have a conversation about adopting one or the other. And Animal Protectors is committed to trying to get them a little bit more independent so they don't necessarily have to be adopted together. So Danielle, thank you so much. You want to remind people how to find your website?
Absolutely. It's www.animalprotectors.net. If you're interested in applying, you would select adopt and adopt again, and it'll take you to our online application. You're also welcome to stop in the shelter during our open hours and visit with these beautiful girls or any of our other wonderful animals.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for introducing us to these girls today. Have a good event.
Thank you.
Oh, look at this girl. Hi, Ivy. Oh, she found the treat. Danielle from Animal Protectors is back with us again. Who do we have here, Danielle?
This is Miss Ivy. She is an absolute delight. She is the sweetest little...
And for those listening, Danielle's absolutely getting licked to death right now by Ivy, who is clearly a very happy kitty.
She loves all the attention. She loves the hug. She loves other dogs. She really brings out some of our dogs at the shelter who are a little shyer. She really brings them out of their shell. So we take her to a lot of events to make the other dogs comfortable. And if she'll do it, her ears go in the most precious little triangle.
Aw.
Oh my goodness. All right.
And what's her story? Was she found as a stray, or was she dropped at the shelter, born in the shelter? What's her story?
I believe Ivy was a transfer from another shelter.
Okay.
She's at such a critical age at the shelter. She's growing up here, which is not ideal for somebody who's trying to hit all their milestones.
Right.
But she's so well adjusted, and she's doing the best as she can, but she really could benefit from going home soon so she can grow up and hit all those puppy milestones.
Yeah. Well, she's obviously so friendly. She has all these people around her right now, and she is just in heaven. So she just wants a family to love her. It sounds like she would be great in a home with another dog or as an only dog, however that all works out, right?
Absolutely. At this point, she could go anywhere. She just has so much love in her. And I really hope her ears, you can see her ears because they are hysterical.
Gosh, that's so funny. Look at her.
They touch into a point.
Oh my God, she's so cute.
She is so cute.
All right. Well, we will put Ivy's bio in the show notes. So thank you so much for introducing us to Ivy. And who is that behind you? We also need to meet this girl.
We have Ballerina. Hey, sweet girl.
Hi.
Ballerina was an owner surrender.
Hi. Now, who could give you up?
She is a sweetheart.
Hi.
Hey, Ballerina.
Do we have any idea approximately how old she is?
She's about 2 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, she was an owner surrender. Ivy has kind of taken her under her wing. because she does get a little shy and nervous, and when she's with Ivy, she really, you can see the tail starts wagging, comes out from between her legs.
She has a bit of a calmer demeanor for a pitch.
She is.
Yeah.
She's a calmer dog. She's good with kids. She's an amazing dog. We have so many amazing dogs, and
that's amazing.
And she's
so
one
sweet.
of them.
Sweet. So she's good with kids. She's good with other dogs. So we know that she can be put in a family home and really thrive.
Yes, absolutely.
And maybe she would be good with another dog if the family dog is super confident. That might be a good fit for her.
Absolutely, she would do well. She would do well with another dog. They bring out your confidence.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for introducing us to Ballerina and to Ivy and for coming out and participating at the event today at Local Remedy Brewery in Oakmont.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
All right. So with me now at Paws and Pints is Marcy from Humane Animal Rescue. And Marcy, we had Humane Animal Rescue, both the Wildlife Center and the shelter on the podcast before. But can you just refresh our memories about the work that you guys do in the Pittsburgh area?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's hard to sum it all up.
I know, it's vast.
Yeah, just a little bit of background. So I have previously adopted animals from Harp and always wanted to get more involved. So started volunteering. I walk dogs. Have been doing that for a little over 4 years. 2 years ago, I got involved in the Junior Advisory Council. So really just a wonderful group of like-minded young professionals, really just helping drive Harp's mission. So yeah, I mean, 2 shelters, both in the east, and there's a north side shelter as well as the Wildlife Center, really just helping the community in any way that they can. A really great program, just to highlight something, one of the many great programs, Ellie's Pet Pantry. So there's distributions that they do to the community to help keep pets within the owner's home. And they've recently partnered with 412 Food Rescue to also provide meals to the owners as well for, whenever they're in need. So just a lot of great people. The staff is just absolutely wonderful. I mean, I volunteer a couple hours a week and, just help out at different events like this with my Junior Advisory Council folks. As much as we can, but just the staff at Harp is absolutely incredible, and the things that they're doing in their community, with the free veterinary services, different things like that. Yeah, it's just wonderful.
What does
it's hard to sum it up all in?
I know, but you did a great job. You did a great job. No, what does it mean to you to volunteer? What does it bring to your life to volunteer with an organization like Harp?
You could just be having the worst possible day, week, month, whatever, and you just think nothing can bring your spirit up, and then you walk into the shelter and obviously being surrounded by wonderful adoptable animals, but just the staff too, thinking that these people pour their heart and soul into this to really just make a difference in the welfare of animals and the community overall. And yeah, it's just really incredible. And just like I mentioned before, just being around like-minded people that are so passionate about just creating a better world for everybody, including the animals that are in it. It's amazing. So it's the best part of my week that I look forward to, going to walk dogs. And yeah, it's just, can't say enough wonderful things about the team at Harp.
So one of the things that I like to try to get across on the podcast is that volunteering is such a wide range of skill sets and a wide range of what you're comfortable with. And so I just like to remind people, you don't have to be a shelter worker. You don't have to be a foster. You can volunteer and support organizations like Harp, and just like Marcy does, in a lot of different ways. You can come out to events like Paws and Pints at Local Remedy. These events are incredibly important. You can do so many different things.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wonderful. It's lovely to be around the community, and we're all in it for the same thing. Just the love of animals, the love of being together in a positive environment, and just getting some wonderful animals adopted. So
that's awesome. Yeah. Well, go check out Humane Animal Rescue of Pittsburgh. I will put, of course, their link in the show notes. And Marcy, thank you so much for joining the event today. We're so happy to have you guys here.
Thank you.